public comments?
Yeah, I got one comment.
Sure.
I don't know, it's not really a request, but wondering if anything's gonna be done with the Sheridan Road next year.
There's been,
And no, it's not gonna be repaved, we all know that. We sure would like to see a few of the rough places taken care of. And I know money's tight and everything else, but it's getting to be ridiculous, really.
thank you.
Yep.
Anybody else?
Well, just like my road down there, that's pretty in rough shape too. And I've been having to go take care of it myself. And, you know, I know money's tight, but we gotta be able to come up with something, somehow.
Well, you can't fill your holes with dirt.
No,
You gotta get a shovel and shovel some coal patch.
yeah,
Because every road in town will not be hot topped at the same time, never.
no.
So you gotta fill the holes in with coal patch. And that hasn't been done for 2 years, so. So you can see what the roads look like.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Is it now when I should talk about the light, or am I gonna be able to talk about the light during the time?
It's now you should talk about the light, yeah.
Alright, well, I'm Rose Chambers, I'm with the Wooden Mountain Historical Society. And as part of the Historical Society, when we took on the VFW building, it was an agreement with the veterans that were left, which was only 2 guys left. That's why they turned in a chapter, that we would maintain the Veterans Memorial Site on Main Street. That would mean for us to keep it mowed and to keep the flags in place. So we've done that, to the best of our ability. But a few months ago, the light went out at the Veterans Memorial Site, and the light went out at the VFW, where the Historical Society is now, on our parking lot. And it was right before our breakfasts, so I had to, like, run my car in the parking lot during the breakfast, because you couldn't see, it was like pitch black outside in the morning. So I researched the lights. I didn't know the light at the former VFW belonged to the VFW. It wasn't on our bill, so I didn't think it was ours. But I asked Mr. Cobb, that was next door, and he said, no, it's not mine. The light's always been on. It's not my light. It was on my bill. I said, okay. And so I went uptown and I asked Kay if that light belonged to Kay, and she said no. And she said it doesn't belong to the diner either, because she does own that property, even though she leases it. So I found out that they were mercury vapor bulbs that they don't make anymore. And the light fixtures are obviously older fixtures. But I talked with Versant, and both the poles belong to the town of Ashland. I talked to John Skinner, who is master, well, he's a quartermaster, and he said that there was a verbal agreement at the time. He said it's quite a long time ago, probably nobody left here on the council that would even remember that there was a verbal agreement with the veterans that they would put both those lights on. And I realized at the time the VFW was probably a happening place. I mean, there was, you know, bingo, and there was dances every Saturday night or whatever, so the town probably, you know, wanted to help if they could. So, I guess I can kind of understand if you guys don't want to put a light on for the Historical Society. I can sort of understand, but it's your pole, you're actually paying for the light, whether it's on or it's off, because they count the number of poles that you have, and they bill you because there's no meter on your light. For the one at the memorial site, I don't agree that the town would not put that light there. It is a town light. I went to Versant with the pole number, and the lights do belong to the town. I talked to 2 customer service reps at Versant, and they told me that they belong to the town. Now, the one uptown is not too hard to figure, because you got one of the new Christmas lights hanging on it. So you must have put a receptacle on it at one time for the Christmas lights. So it is a town light. And I did ask some veterans to come tonight, because I've gotten the impression that you kind of want us to pay half of that fixture. The fixture should have been changed when all the other lights in town were changed, but it didn't get changed. They had some lights down at the garage that we heard about, So we know the lights were there, but they didn't change them for whatever reason. The light also serves to light the sidewalk. I mean, it's formerly the post office, so it was probably a pretty busy building. I know the first complaint that came into the town office was from Barb Gillis. Her daughter leases for the diner, and their parking lot is dark because the light went out and they noticed it. I mean, it's kind of it's a town light as far as I'm concerned, and I think the town should turn it on. That's my opinion, and it's pretty much the veterans' opinions that are here tonight too, because I've talked to most of these guys on the phone, so they know what I'm dealing with. As far as the Historical Society paying half, we're a very small group. We have maybe 8 to 10 people that come to our meetings. We have an $8,000 annual cost to keep the building heated, insurance, lights, and water bill. That's not counting any incidentals so far this year. We've had over $2,000 in furnace repair. So we're on a strict budget, tight. As far as there's not much bacon on our budget, really. It's pretty, I mean, we do our fundraisers. I have to raise $8,000, so we have to have, you know, I try to do like 8 fundraisers and make about $1,000 a fundraiser, so that's where our money comes from. We have no other help.
The light was there before the
Yeah.
memorial was ever built.
Yeah, I found that out too. I researched the pole itself was put there in 1989. The memorial site was dedicated in 1992. So the pole has been there longer than the memorial site. So I guess that's just what I wanted to say, that in my opinion, I think it's something that the town should do for the veterans. You know, because of the actual memorial site that's there probably touches everyone in the community, either their father or their grandfather or their uncle or their cousin, or they served in the military, because it covers from World War I through to Korean conflict and Vietnam. That's what the names are on that memorial site. And the flags have to be lit. If the flags aren't lit, we need to take flags down. They have to be lit.
That's right. Thank you.
That's what I have to say.
Thank you.
Yep.
Can I say something again? As far as, you're gonna have to get Peter LaJoy or somebody, but what I did when I was a foreman, I had a police officer ride around at night, see what lights are out. If you'll ride around here, you'll see there's quite a few street lights that are out. There's 2 just on Main Street, 1 on Station Hill. I have no idea up in Frenchville or Sheridan or anywhere else. So if you're gonna pay LaJoy to come fix a light, he can fix them all in one shot.
Thank you, Tim. Anybody else?
Yeah, I know Partridge Road plowing is on the
I'm
list.
sorry, I don't know your name. Could you
Oh,
say your name?
Nick Bartlett, nice to meet you. Yeah, I know Partridge Road town plowing is on the list, but just here, want to talk about that. You know, it's a town road. I know there's been some conversation about whether or not it's a town way or not. The town built that road with the intention of, over the long term, selling those lots. You know, and there's probably 12 or 14 lots down there that have been sold, with the intention of growing the local economy. You know, we did our part, we purchased a lot, we put a really nice year-round camp down there, and now we're plowing the road. We've been plowing the road for the past...
Weren't those roads there for way before that was ever sold?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, those were,
Yeah.
yeah, that,
Well,
Yeah, that wasn't what the roads were intended for.
no,
got the gravel pits in there for a while.
yeah.
Yeah, when the town improved the road, and they brought in all the gravel, and they built the road, they had a dozer at one point, did an extension, you know, that's already happening. Like, the expensive part of road maintenance is already happening right now. What we're asking is just to run the plow down there, you know, and when you look at the total cost of maintaining dirt roads, I probably don't need to tell Jim back here, but it's, the majority of your cost is not in the winter. It's in the summer. So when you gotta grade them, and when you gotta bring in fill, and you gotta install culverts and ditch, and...
It costs a lot to plow.
I guess it does, especially sand, and we're already plowing 1 2-mile driveway.
Yeah, but you don't need the. Hey, can you give him a chance to talk, Jimmy?
So, so I think, you know, I guess my perception is that, you know, as a property owner down there, between Black Dog and Partridge, we've got roughly 15 camps down there, and majority of them are used all winter long. And, you know, we're doing our part. When we come to the town, we buy gas, we buy all the propane here, try to buy our groceries here. We do everything right here, in town. In addition to our tax bill, it's probably just like everybody else in town, where there's really no difference between us being on a road that's not maintained by the town compared to, you know, right here on Main Street, the plow goes by, you know, 7 times a storm. So, you know, obviously there's cost involved in plowing, and I'm not questioning that. I guess my question is, what is that cost? And, you know, in terms of like one additional road, so the Partridge Road's 1 mile long. Right now, we're plowing Belleville, which is 2 miles long for one resident. So we can't go down 1 mile, down and back for the 9 or 10 places that are down on Partridge. You know, I guess that's our.
There's 2 year-round residents on Black Dog. And I don't understand the justification for not plowing Black Dog when you got year-round residents down there. But they'll plow Belleville for, you know, a 4 mile round trip. Doesn't make any sense. And we don't, you know, there's no year-round residents on Partridge Road, but you got 2 on Black Dog.
My residence, my driveway's 1,500 feet long.
Why is it
I don't ask anybody to plow it.
That's not driveway, it's a road.
But is the town deeded the rights to your road?
No.
I think that's the difference, is that the Partridge Road and the Black Dog Road, the town, when they did the subdivision, they put right in the deed that the town has a right to maintain ingress and egress and utilities. So granted, that right hasn't at this point triggered the town to do municipal services, but I guess that's what we're here to understand is that what does trigger that? Because at some point, Belleville we started to maintain that, you know, and not arguing whether or not Belleville should be. There's someone who lives down there, it absolutely should be. But if you can do that for one, you know, how come we can't do that for other folks who are doing our part to pay the taxes and everything else? So I guess that's definitely a frustration at this point for camp owners.
Thank you. Anybody else? Jim, you had your chance, I'm sorry.
Too bad.
We need to move on.
When,
Yeah, we're moving on. You had 2 chances to speak, I'm sorry, we're moving on. Consent items, review, approve, and sign minutes from November 10th, 2025 special meeting.
Make a motion that we approve and sign the minutes from the November 10th special meeting.
I second that.
Any discussion? All in favor? Item number 2, review, approve, and sign 2025 treasurer warrants 45B through 48B.
Make a motion that we approve and sign the treasurer warrants 45B through 48B.
Second.
Any discussion on the warrants? All in favor? business, review and sign supplemental tax warrant.
We have one supplemental tax warrant, for map 22 lot 13, where 2 acres have been removed from tree growth, that has been paid.
I make a motion that we approve the supplemental tax warrant as presented.
Second that.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, item number 2, review and sign quitclaim deeds.
So one quick change on here, your original agenda said deed, it is plural, we had one more come in today. So first one is gonna be for map 41 lot 2, all back taxes have been paid, so a quitclaim deed back to the owner of the property.
I make a motion to approve the quick claim deed as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Second one is the same thing, all back taxes have been paid, property had previously been foreclosed, map 44 lot 100, everything's paid up to date on this one as well.
I make a motion that we approve the second quick claim deed again as presented.
Second.
Any discussion on this one? All in favor? Okay, item number 3, review and sign policy on treasurer's disbursement warrants.
This is a policy adopted by the town that allows, the chairperson to sign off on the warrants before they are issued, or, an alternate can sign on ahead of the meeting, and then you guys all sign after, like we have for many years, and we just renew the policy every year. Just need a motion, if you wish to continue in the same manner, you could the policy again.
Make a motion to approve the policy on treasurer's disbursement warrant.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, item number 4, review and approve registrar of voters.
We discussed this one at a prior meeting, it typically needs to be approved every 2 even years. Sue Jimmo is our registrar of voters, we would be approving her for the registrar of voters, effective January 1, 2026, ending December 31st, 2027.
I make a motion to approve Susan Jimmo as register of voters.
Second that.
Any discussion? All in favor? Item number 5, review and approve order of municipal officers.
This this is a policy that the town's adopted for many years that states that any money paid towards taxes will be applied to the, in chronological order, so the oldest tax bill first. Basically, you guys would just make a motion to approve if you wanted to continue that policy moving forward as well.
I make a motion to approve the order of municipal officers pursuant to 36 MRSA section 906 as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, all in favor? Okay, old business item number 1, review request to maintain Partridge Road and Black Dog Road.
So we did get,
Black Dog, yeah.
legal opinion, as you guys requested at one of our prior meetings. Legal came back and reviewed all the deeds, indicated that there is an express easement in these deeds, which specifically classifies them as not town roads or public roads because of the express easement. Therefore, it says that we are not required to maintain them. It is council's choice if they choose to adopt it as a public way. I will just speak to Belleville Road real quick, because I know it got brought up. In the legal review, they did find that the deeds are not written in the same way, and they don't include those easements, therefore those have been viewed as public roads since like 1917 or 1918, I believe. So I just pointed that to council to make a motion as to how they were listed.
So one thing I saw where those two are not considered public access.
Public ways.
Public
yeah.
ways. They were, from what I understand, they were initially put in, one to gain access to gravel pit, and two to gain access to get our wood out when we cut those.
That's what
lots.
we found.
So it was built as a wood road initially, is what I understand. So it wasn't even built to public way specs. And in order for us to maintain that as a public way, we would have to build it to upgrade it to public way specs.
And it's not an option to just plow it. Once you adopt it as a public way, it has to be treated like any of the other roads currently that we have as a public way.
That's excluding the Belleville Road, is that?
Correct, because Belleville Road is already determined as being a public way, so that's not anything new to adopt.
When did they start selling the lots for these two roads in question?
I found back in like 2013 were the first plans, but when they wrote the deeds, they wrote it specifically into these deeds that they have an express easement. I believe is how it was worded.
But that road was already built to access the gravel pit
It was, right.
Correct.
and all the other stuff.
It was built for the municipal, it was built for the
Town use.
town use,
Yeah.
like for the workers of the town. And
They cut all those lots and pulled the wood out and leave
Right.
that road.
so if you think of Garfield, there's camps out there, those roads were built for logging. They don't maintain those roads because they were logging roads. They're on the town land, but they were initially built for logging roads.
But when these lots were sold, they were told there'd be an easement on the road.
They were deeded a private easement to basically go across town land to access their camps.
The words the letter uses are express private easement over town-owned land.
And the way he kind of brought it down into layman's terms are like, okay, if I live on Main Street, it doesn't say in my deed that I have an express easement on Main Street because I'm on a public way. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Would you like me to make a motion?
I mean, you can, because we can still continue to discuss, after your motion. Really up to you though.
I know it's not something we didn't budget for, it's not like we have the money there to upgrade these roads, and it's not something that was promised. And if we do it for one, we would have many more roads, like the Bragdon Road. There are other roads that we don't maintain, and so we could have a lot of roads that we would have to maintain, and it could get very expensive.
It'd have to be upgraded to maintain as a regular road,
As a
from what,
public way.
as
Yeah.
a public way.
So it's not even that we can just, I make a motion to deny the adoption of the Partridge Road and the Black Dog Road as public ways, and reaffirm that the road shall not be maintained as a public way. With regret. It's not that I wanted to do that, right? I make a motion to deny adoption of the Partridge Road and Black Dog Road as public ways, and reaffirm that the road shall not be maintained as a public way. And I'm gonna add with regret to that, because it's not something, I don't take any pleasure in it, but we're not able to bring those roads up to the code that it would take to meet public way, I think is the proper term. Here's the Sheridan Road first,
There's a lot of them.
and the Wrightsville Road.
Anybody second the motion?
Not any fun.
So I guess.
Nope, not
Good.
after.
Okay. Am I allowed to second it? I will second it. Is there any further discussion?
The only thing I'd be concerned about, which, I mean, we got the fire department, but it's so, there's a big storm, and they come for the weekend, and God forbid something bad happens, can't get an ambulance down there, but, I mean, the fire department is equipped to go with the sled in the rescue sled, you have all that, right?
We do, but not to put fires out. Can't put fires out, it's like, there's a fire.
No,
there.
I'm talking, say they had a heart attack or something, or someone, is in a dire strait where they need an ambulance.
We just like a recovery in the Rosemary Woods that they do all the time. Snow sled in your, snowmobile, is that how we say it?
Or like, say if there's a fire.
There also is a provision in there that says that if there's an emergency, the town can go in and plow any private road or anything and do anything that they need to.
To get the emergency vehicle down
Someone needs an ambulance, and I call town first, like what's the, what was the fire? I mean,
I have before.
there. Yeah, I've been on there, everyone had a snowmobile accident, which was out, they plowed quite a way, I mean, it's. So are we still selling any lots down there or anything, or has that come to a cease?
We're not doing anything right now.
Okay, because if we do, we're gonna need to address that.
any more discussion? Alright, all in favor of the motion? Any opposed? Alright. Item number 2, review request to replace and maintain memorial lights.
So Rosie already gave a really good, rundown on what everything is in the lights. The only thing I would say is, yes, the town does own the poles. We both talked to a bunch of different people at Versant. Versant told me that it's not showing anywhere, and they can see which lights we have, and it's never been showing. With that being said, we do have a light at the town garage that could be installed. We would have to buy additional brackets. At the last meeting, I believe it was Mr. Rising asked that we get pricing on all of this. So to have LaJoy come up, install that light would be $960. The monthly cost to run it is still kind of unknown because it's not, I would kind of like to believe that maybe it was set up and hooked up at some point in time by somebody, but it's not really on the record as to what it is. So it'd probably be a nominal fee on top of what we pay for all the streetlights anyway. And the one at the VFW, like, again, we own the poles, but we don't own the light. So at that point, it's just up to council if you make a motion, how do you guys want to proceed with that one?
So I'm 100% for, fixing the light at the Veterans Memorial. I don't know how you guys feel.
I'm glad you said that, because I was gonna offer to pay for it. That's how I feel.
I make a motion that we, put the $960 to install this light and assume the cost for the light at the memorial, not at the beach. I don't know if we can do both, but at least at the memorial for sure.
Any more discussion on the memorial light, or at the, for the light at the memorial?
I just wanna say though, for a light, for lighting a flag, they have those lights that are on the ground that work to do that. But if they want the whole lot full, you know, with lighting, because she mentioned something, there's a flag there, they should have a light. I mean, you see flagpoles with the lights on the ground, not up in the air. I mean, that's one remedy for that, but if, I mean, if you wanted to do it to light up the parking lot and everything too, then yeah, by all means, I'd go with that.
Because this light is, it's not on the front of the pole facing Main Street, it's on the back of the pole facing the memorial. So it's
Okay.
not like it's a regular street light, like everything else that's on down Main Street.
Was that the nice to install it, and then we're gonna keep maintaining it too?
Yeah, we'll make sure it gets lit.
There's no meter on it, so what I'm saying is
I'm-
it's probably just
I
gonna
think
be.
it's
It's
really
gonna be
fair to
solid.
say,
Yeah.
yeah, I think we're just gonna see a slight increase probably, but they've said they have no record of it ever being turned on or off. They also said they had no record of, they had record of the one in the parking lot being turned off in 2022, but Rosie said it was still working, so I.
Yeah, it's working for
Yeah,
the last
it's been
couple months.
working until.
But you guys have been paying for the light forever.
No, they've told me
Yes, you
two
have,
different
it's
people
counted in
have
your
told-
light.
Two different people have told me that we are
Who's
not
paying
paying
for it
for
then?
it.
Somebody's paying for the light,
I mean, come
right?
on.
It's hooked to the power on the street, so someone's paying for the light.
Did we
Tenant
vote on
street
it?
light.
We didn't
Oh,
vote.
we're
We
still
didn't
in
vote.
discussion.
Yeah, we were in
Is
discussion.
there anything else with any more discussion on the memorial light? All in favor? Do you wanna talk about the VFW light at the VFW?
We can just leave that one, because it's private,
Private.
if that's okay with you guys. I don't wanna speak for you.
I don't know what's expected, but I mean, if we have extra lights that were purchased for converting over to LED, and they were looking to upgrade that, I would not have a problem with us making a motion to donate one of those to them,
And let them put it
but
up.
that's a discussion to be had.
I'm okay with that.
Is there more than one of those down there?
Yeah.
And.
I did my research, I wouldn't
Okay.
offer something if there
Well,
wasn't.
and just keep in mind, if you're making a motion too, are you donate, because you need the they're gonna need new brackets. That's part of that 960.
What we would be doing is just donating the lights to the
Well, I don't know what their
historical-
expectations are. I don't know what they're asking for, if they're asking for a light, asking for help, or asking us to do the whole thing. Rose, I don't
Well-
know.
My request comes from the actual verbal agreement with the VFW at the time. So they were keeping a light on down there, the town was keeping a light down there. I can kinda understand, I mean, Alicia's explained to me that, you know, they have to be careful about helping nonprofits, cause you help one, you gotta help them all. That's not necessarily true, because I know you do help other nonprofits. So, I mean, you're not helping them all, but you are helping some. I would hope that they would be able to do that, the donation of the light would be appreciated. We would have to pay an electrician to come and install it, I understand that, cause it comes from, it's not like, we can't replace it, like, he can't replace it, it's not like 110 or 220, it's
But if they were coming to do this one, I wonder if the labor, because there's windshield time
Yeah.
involved, if they had two of them to do, if that would lower the windshield time, so that instead of $9.60, they might be $7.60 a piece, you know, save a couple $100. I don't know how they bill.
Of the $9.60, materials is $356.77,
And that's
so
gonna
square
be-
that part up and.
That's gonna be what it is, but then labor was 600.
Yes, correct.
So do you,
So you don't know, that's labor from driving over and driving back in a bucket truck. So if they only have to drive over once,
Right.
then there may be some reduced, you know, 2 lights might be 1,000 instead of 1,200.
Can I speak for a
so that
second?
would be, I would be,
Can I speak for a quick second?
So we're, you're entertaining, you wanna make a motion on that then? Like you said?
I would make a motion that we donate one of the lights, the LED lights, to the Historical Society
For them to install.
for them to install. And I may talk to them after, personally.
And that would be just the light and not the bracket, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Whatever we have. yeah.
Whatever you have, okay.
Right.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion on it?
Yeah, that's when she can speak, and I can.
Cause she was.
I asked her a question.
He asked her a
Oh,
question.
can you ask me a question?
I like to, I can't leave the witness.
Okay, manager's report.
I left you guys November financials, everything on track, anything that's out of the ordinary, we already know ahead of time, so unless anybody has any questions there. We do have nomination papers available out for 2 council positions, one for 1 year, one for 3 years. Nomination papers are due back in on January 15th. Looking, well, kind of just giving you a heads up as to few days of altered hours for the town office in December. Look back through past minutes, and this is just kind of status quo of what you've done every other year. Employee Christmas party is going to be held at 12 o'clock on Thursday, December 11th at the rec center. The office will be closed that afternoon. Christmas Eve, the office is open, looking to close the office at 3 o'clock. In the past, I think it may have been a little bit earlier, but considering that the day after Christmas is a Friday and the office is closed anyway, thought maybe 3 o'clock might be a fair compromise. And then on the 31st, in the past, they have requested a 3 o'clock closing. I spoke with the treasurer today, and she thinks that they can get all of the year-end stuff done, just by ending, I'm sorry, in the past it was 2 something, I believe. Just looking for no business transactions after 3 o'clock, they'll still work the regular day and run all the reports, just no additional transactions after 3 o'clock. So just gonna move forward with that unless anybody has any issues there. Also looked at the holiday bonus that's been done for employees in the past, looked at the same formula that you guys used. Looks like last year, whatever's left out of the council's budget, and then they took the additional out of payroll expense. There is still plenty of funds there, so there should be no issues with doing the same for the employees as last year. And also looking to change the payroll period. The town's payroll period runs Thursday to Wednesday, which is really hard to kind of keep track of when we're scheduling things. Looked into it, we really just have to give any employee like a 30-day heads up. So the plan is to transition that towards the end of January. We'll give everybody notice probably by the end of the week, transition it towards the end of January to be a Sunday to Saturday payroll week. That's gonna help tremendously in some of our departments where people have multiple jobs and they're trying to schedule around more standardized payroll periods. We are also exploring the possibility of setting up an ice rink at the rec center. We'll have a little bit more legwork to be done, but I did clear it with MMA through insurance, and as long as we have certain things posted as far as hours, and lights and stuff, we should be all set with no issues. Wendell says he'll help take minutes, but he's not helping set up a rink. We do have quite a few people in town that have stepped up and said, hey, yeah, we'll help you maintain that and we'll help take care of it. The library, we received a $1,000 donation from an author with ties to Maine, and he advised that we can use those funds towards the setting up of the 501c3 for the Gladys J. Craig Memorial Library, so that'll help put a dent in what it'll cost to start that nonprofit. And then the Christmas lights, we had a ceremony, and Ellie went around town and lit all of the lights. We did have a good turnout there. Dawn, thanks again for letting us step on your tree lighting. We have had a donor come forward that's willing to absorb the cost of getting power put on additional poles, as well as take the old lights, replace the bulbs, rehab them so that they look nice. The only ask is that the town store the lights, hang them in addition with the new ones, and absorb any additional electricity costs. So that is something that if you guys are interested in doing, would need a motion. I don't know if there's anything that would happen this year, but so do you guys want to address that? That way I can let that person know if that's something that you're interested in, or I held off on advertising them for sale when this person came forward, just in case it was something you guys wanted to do.
I'll make a motion that we move forward with refurbishing the old lights, or accepting the donation, maybe that's the better way to say it, of refurbishing the old lights.
The only thing you'd be doing is,
Committing to paying for
absorb the additional electricity cost of having
electricity.
more lights up next time.
How many poles was that?
I believe we would have 11 more.
I'll have to count again,
I
but
think it's roughly 11. So it would essentially probably fill in that dead space from the one stop down. I don't know.
to the school, or up by the school,
Or
the
not the one stop, the food mart.
food mart.
Oh, I second it, you made a motion. Sorry.
Any more discussion on it? All in favor?
And Baker Rock.
Anything else?
That's all I have.
That's all I have? Okay, Mr. Raymond, do you have anything?
No, the only thing I just want to address these people is that I have to take the paper out if I'm gonna continue out this year on the council. My real name is Gerard Tom Raymond. I think at the last voting there, people got confused, but, so just that, if you see a Gerard Raymond on there, it's me, whether you want me or not, but just let me know, if I decide to take it out. That's all I have.
Thank you, Gerard.
I've been seeing some of the things, it should say Gerard, I'm gonna bring down my birth certificate, which says Gerard Thomas Raymond on it, and probably, the stuff I signed should say all that way there's.
I think the only issue, it was brought to my knowledge, the only issue that they had last time was with the voting, it needed to be this certain way.
Mhm.
Well, that makes sense,
So if I take the paper out, it would say,
you would have to do all three. If you want Thomas in there, it would have to be
just
first,
so
middle,
people
and
can
last.
recognize that.
And anybody else on the ballot would be all three names as well.
Okay. Right, that's all I got.
Thank you. Mr. Vesey?
Address my concerns.
Ms. Calhoun? I don't have any